Good morning, students. Welcome to Pandya Sir's virtual class on microeconomics. Today is our second class, and today we will discuss about definition of microeconomics given by eminent economists like Adam Smith, J.B. Say, J.S. Mill, Alfred Marshall, and his followers. So, the definition can broadly be divided into two parts. That is, a group of economists, they believe that the study of economics deals with only wealth of a nation, and the supporter of wealth-centered definitions are Adam Smith, the father of economics, J.B. Say, J.S. Mills, and some more economists. So, in our discussion today, we will discuss in detail about what exactly wealth-centered definition and welfare-centered definition says about economics. Wealth-centered definition first. When wealth-centered definition, the economists who propagate wealth-centered definition believes that economics is the study of wealth of a nation. That means any activities of a single person or an institution or a nation as a whole that generates money, that generates wealth, comes under the purview of microeconomics. Correct. Other economists like Alfred Marshall, they strongly believe that wealth definition is not a sufficient definition of economics, because the study of economics enables us to know something more than wealth or creation of wealth, that is welfare. And of course, welfare is another important concept that a nation or a single person must consider while managing the economic activities. For example, at micro level and at macro level, we will be discussing how wealth is important, and at the same time how welfare is also important. So first, at micro level, suppose I have a house, I have a family, I am a household, and I have 2-3 children, and one of the children becomes sick. So if I admit my children in a hospital, then I have to spend money. So it is an activity that is not contributing anything to the creation of wealth or nothing productive. I am not being able to increase the stock of wealth at my disposal. But don't you think that it is something necessary that we must make the expenditure on our health? On the other hand, at macro level, just consider, suppose the production of liquor, the production of illegal goods that fetch up, the production of luxuries like cars. So all these things are highly growth-oriented industries or products, and they give rather more economic return than some other product. So should, like an individual, as the demand, the list of demand of an individual is unlimited, but the means to satisfy those demands are limited, the same is the case for a nation as well. A nation has many things to do, but the amount of resources available to a nation is always limited. So how to cope with our unlimited demand with our limited means or resources? Here comes the problem of choice. We need to make a choice. We need to shortlist our list of demand, and we have to take care of those demands which are quite necessary in nature. The same way, a nation also considers that while solving national economic problems like what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, always a nation considers that how to maintain wealth or growth at the same time, not ignoring welfare. So you know, government allows subsidies. government provides rice and wheat at 2 rupees per kilo to poor people. So it is an economic activities where no wealth is being generated, but the government has to do it. Why? Because the concept of welfare comes here. We have to make a suitable balance between the creation of wealth, that is growth, and welfare. So that economy or that individual is prudent who can make a suitable adjustment between wealth and welfare. We have to continue to grow in economic aspects by producing such a product which generates more wealth. At the same time, we totally cannot ignore the concept of welfare. We have to make an adjustment between wealth and welfare. So, if we say that wealth definition, to some economists, the wealth definition might be correct, to some economists, the welfare definition might be correct, but as a whole, we can conclude that both of the definition has their respective importance, and we have to take care of both while making our economic decision. So after discussing wealth-centered definition and welfare-centered definition, now yet another term or concept we need to understand that whether economics is a positive science or normative science. Positive or normative. You can find in what notes I have supplied, what question answer I have supplied. In detail, it is written there what is normative science, what is positive science. But for a brief discussion here, we can continue that what is positive science and what is normative science. To make it easier, just think that in economic front, in our day-to-day economic life, we have two types of things to consider. The first one is what exactly is happening, and the second concept is what ought to be happening or what should happen. To still make it more easy, we can take an example that suppose we collected data and found out that from last year to this current year, that means during one accounting year, our population has grown by 4%. This is what has happened, and it comes under the purview of positive science. And now consider yet another angle of the same problem, that is it justified? Is it beneficial for an economy that for a populous country like India, can we afford to manage with an annual population growth of 4%? What should be the exact rate of growth of population in India? And it comes under the purview of normative science. So, if we can consider or if we can analyze the situation, then we can say that economics is neither a pure positive science nor a normative science. Sometimes we have to take care or consider the matters that has already happened, and sometimes we have to consider matters that ought to happen. That's why we can conclude that economics is both a positive as well as normative science. So today we will continue our discussion. Thank you. If you are getting any problem, feel free to call me or message me to find your suitable answer. Thank you.